today. From NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. It's a special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Houston Texans taking on the New York Giants.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts. And a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does. And you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And getting the nod here in the preseason, big opportunity for their rookie quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll look to throw. And got his man complete. Down the left sideline. Touchdown. Malik Neighbors, 75 yards. And the Giants go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Texans offense heading out behind their quarterback in his 2nd season. Last year's Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
1st and 10, it's Stroud. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. A shotgun snap to Stroud. And Diggs has it. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Stroud. It's complete to Diggs. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Throwing now is Stroud. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Stroud sets up the play action. That's caught again by Schultz. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? So the call there, roughing the passer.
Well, preseason's time for working out the kinks, but sometimes you've got some defenders who are too eager to impress trying to make this team. And that time we saw one take a shot at the quarterback way too late.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Stroud out of the gun here. And that's caught left side by the tight end Keene. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. Mixon. And Mixon not going to get there. Running into a wall here, and they'll stop him short. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
So the field goal that cuts the lead in half as they, too, are able to get some points on their initial drive of the game.
Yeah, all in all, a pretty positive response, right, to the points that were scored against them. And they got a little help from their opponent anyway. Missed the conversion, so now they're just 3 back.
And he returns this to the 22. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Again, he'll drop to throw. That went out wide and intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Now, he's a high draft pick, so maybe a bit of a mulligan, but you never want to throw a preseason interception, especially as a rookie.
No, but this is the time to do it, right? Let's get the kinks out. He's still got to learn how to read coverages, still has to learn the entire...
And they get to Stroud, nowhere to go, and he goes down. Dexter Lawrence. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Stroud working out of the gun. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Now Stroud. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter. 6-3 is our score after one. It's the NFL on EA Sports. That to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And nothing but daylight ahead. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that, and a great play for that defensive unit. So on comes the Giant offense as they'll try for 2 here. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So a big play there. Not only the fumble return for the touchdown, then they get the 2-point try. And, you know, for the defense, though, they were just over there sitting on the field. They had to rush out to try to defend that.
You know, it's funny. They actually practice situations that they call sudden change when the team turns it over. I guarantee you no one practices a fumble return for a touchdown like that, and now someone goes for 2. Really good strategy by them putting them in that situation.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Here's 3rd and 3. And Stroud now to throw. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. Inside handoff to Mixon. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 33. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st. On 1st down, here's Stroud. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Giants are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. And New York set to take the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Now this thrown deep for Slayton. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Christian Harris. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. The left side caught by Diggs. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. Now here's Stroud on 3rd down. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And a 2nd field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's
and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take over at their own 41. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the 1st half. Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. And he finds his target, it's Schultz. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. 2nd and 6 from the 10. Throwing again is Stroud. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Stephon Diggs in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Texans are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the 1st half. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And the lead is cut to 1 at 14-13. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. They'll throw now on the final play. He sets to fire deep. That is incomplete. So a very tight first. A look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now. That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Mills throw completed to Mechie. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Mills from the gun on third down. Short throw into the hands of Jordan. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. From the shotgun, it's Mills. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 40. To throw, Mills. Over the middle, complete. It's Pierce. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Mills. Open man is Noah Brown. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 21. Again, it's Mills. Open man is Jordan, the tight end. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it second down. Mills going to keep it on the option right. Puts it on the carpet, it's out, and the Giants have it. It's picked up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And just as they thought they might be able to take that across and get the lead, a big red zone turnover.
I know that I am defense-centric, and I want to give them a whole lot of credit, but I just can't believe after that drive, in that position, ball security paramount, they turn the ball over. Terrible.
They'll go again with Tracy. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big pickup of 38. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Tracy going to get it on first down. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. And between the last two plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now Jones. This will be caught just inside the 10. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing Jones to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Off play action. Jones. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Texans are right back in this football game. 1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at the 20. And Woods will go in motion right. They'll get things started with a carry by Pierce. Sheds off the tackle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Here's Mills. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Woods, the receiver, in motion right. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing, Mills. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. One side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Jones. Well, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. First target, first catch, and a 1st down. Looking to throw. Jones. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's McKenzie. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now remember, no overtime here in preseason. This offense hoping that's a moot issue as they try to finish this one off. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Giants get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Jones. He's got it. And they will not go quietly as we are back to a two-score game. So they try to make it a two-score game with a conversion. It pays off.
And they've looked at the situation, figured it out well. A two-score game in this situation, they've got to feel much better about where they are.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10. Now Mills. Short. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And the Giants have. There he goes, left side. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. Jones and that Giant offense looks like they're going to stay right there and go for two. They'll try and run it up the middle. And they are 3 for 3 on two-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. And, boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a two-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for two now while their heads are down.
Mills on 1st down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown. So a fourth quarter pick six here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner. And I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick six, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead is now 24. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
1st down, Mills. Repeated the last play, going to Mechie here. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Mills to the air again. He finds his man, complete. That's Jordan. Touchdown, Houston. Brevin Jordan, 37 yards. And the Texans are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Mills going to throw for it. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this will be recovered by the Giants. And that ought to just about do it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center because, remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion. And sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Giants. Jalen Hyatt, 51 21 yards. And the Giants have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. And this win now going to look a little more lopsided on the scoreboard, CD. Now, some may have run out the clock in that scenario, but they wanted to put their foot on the gas, get one more touchdown, and they did just that.
Well, partner, I would say the traditionalists not overly excited about that score. They like to see the game played a little bit differently. But what you can't argue with is their execution of that play, because it played out exactly as it was drawn up. It almost would have been a shame not to finish with such a well-run play.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. And the Texans set to come onto the field. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Short throw into the hands of Jordan. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, here's Mills. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Another incomplete pass there. We've seen a bevy of those. This secondary, they've been pretty good, haven't they?
They certainly have. They've allowed the one touchdown through the air, and they're going to be upset about that later when they watch the game tape. But other than that, they've been absolutely rock solid.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. That one looks like he'll throw here. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow. And for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception, and we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5 times. They'll remember this one. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long from Houston.